Dear world, have you ever had a moment on planet Earth with awareness, focused and concentrated attention, and had to talk with a counselor who's a woman and culturally aware with attention similar to mine now to therapeutic techniques and tactics and strategies for eliminating confusion now? Called last week 4 or 5 times, and a week later gotten a response now, phone call, with the explanation about her purpose. To have conversation and to allow the patient client to say their thoughts and talk about their thinking. Have you ever had to choose the simple end to suffering, suicide, a decision to leave these conditions now, or continue to receive these services and these benefits and these gifts and these secrets from these genius, intelligent, and wisdom-filled humans who offer no suggestions and ideas about how to find a place to live and work 2 to 3 jobs to pay the rent in a house with a room with other roommates who support the person giving me the information to figure out how to survive in this world I'm describing now in Washington State. I receive so much limitations. The limits set forth are so minuscule, so tiny. The demands of my emotions and energy so restricted. I get sweaty talking on the phone with my counselor, my social worker, woman contact. And receive the explanation, the talking helps and solves the problems, no matter the gender and under any circumstances now. I'm not even afforded the right of time, let alone space, energy, or my brain. I can't give much other words and language to describe the depression inherent within the idea, control, restriction, limits, minimum, and energy required maximum, with no reward in this behavior system now. No outcome such as a goal to achieve, getting back into school to receive a master's degree, finding 3 jobs, or for the fortunate few who don't have technology backgrounds, 2. And meeting a group of people who aren't trying to overthrow the government and destroy the institutions they've made now. There are so many people listening and watching now and observing and altering there's no place to make an object, invent a device. There's no gym to lift weights and get the heart and the body healthy. There's only free food, free money, and dudes and women, girls and ladies and bros ready to save me now. Who say, don't whisper, don't yell, don't speak the word suicide, death, and dying now. Don't think about getting away from their grasp. Humans have learned how to put people in boxes called apartments and studios and rooms and houses. Prisoners in jail, felons in prisons. And have now grouped the two together and made them a whole entity to be fixed, made better, and ready for their war, prepared for their now, in a brilliant, peaceful, joy-filled, bliss squirting, exuberant world, city called Seattle. I remember reading Infinite Jest and hearing about David Foster Wallace committing suicide. He did a lot of drugs, a lot like what people around me in these kinds of places do. Heavily addicted. Studied modals, philosophy, wrote a bunch of books, and decided there were no other options other than death. being dead now. And now I stare into a camera and I look around like someone's watching and listening to me in my own home. Not only for this video, but anytime I speak out loud and my voice and my sound aren't drowned out by that rave techno Godzilla next door. Or the person who's just bored and lonely and needs fulfillment. I'm not talking about a place where people figure stuff out. I'm talking about a place where people go to die. And the argument has to do with letting those die who don't want to live among death, to live amongst those who aren't allowed and aren't prepared for life on earth now. People have to understand what happens when they make decisions. When they choose to know and believe in their thoughts and their thinking and decide who's right and who's wrong and what the truth is and how the facts end up reaching the consciousness described in a simple and eloquent and wonderful description now. People write textbooks on behavior, people write textbooks on biopsychology, people write textbooks on psychiatry, and people prescribe medicine. They learn what people do, how they do it, when they need to do it, how they do it, when they need to do it. And most importantly, they learn how to control the entire process, how to restrain the entire system involved with not only the brain, but the body. And say the mind has to do the mental work to make these two function now. And aside from those special medicines and those appropriate pills given in a bottle, all a person has to do is go to their appointment, follow the instructions from the social worker, counselor, law enforcement, mayor, governor, not be too loud and obnoxious so the neighbors in their social group get upset and frustrated, and make a plan. Every so often, for something awesome, but unfortunately also to die and be out of this horribleness now. Dear world, throw me in the trash, toss me in the landfill, and delete my videos. The end.